Well, today we want to talk about decisions. From birth to death, life is full of decisions. You are where you are now because of a decision that has been made, either by you or by people around you. As a country today, we are where we are because of the decisions that our leaders have made, whether we have contributed directly or not, but still it is as a result of a decision somewhere that we are in the place where we are. And if we are to move from the place where we are as individuals, as countries, then there must be decisions to be made. And I want to say that a decision is one of the most important things that should be given attention by each and every individual, state, or kingdom, any setting. Decisions are very, very important. Now, everybody plans to make a wrong decision. Everybody wants to make the right decision. But today we want to answer the question of why is it that some people have made wrong decisions? And I will explain this in 2 points. 1, what yardstick do you use? People have made wrong decisions because they have a wrong yardstick. Ladies and gentlemen, the moment you have a wrong yardstick, you will never make a correct decision. The moment your scale is not accurate, it is close to impossible for you to make the right decision. Therefore, I want to ask you, what is your yardstick that you use in making decisions? Because if there is a decision, then there must be a yardstick that you gauge that decision against and see, is this decision right or wrong? So, the accuracy of your yardstick determines the accuracy of your decision. So I want you to sit down and ask yourself, what has been my yardstick? For every decision that I have made in life, what has been my yardstick? What is that you gauge your decision against? I'll give you an example of yardsticks, and then it will be you to make a choice on which will be your yardstick. When people are making decisions, they make decisions probably because they are in line with their culture. And therefore, when you go to kingdoms like Uganda, you'll find people doing certain things because this is how the Uganda culture dictates things to be. When you go to certain environments, you'll find that people make decisions because this is how their country states so. So your country, that is your territorial jurisdiction, becomes your yardstick, or your culture becomes your yardstick. That people have made decisions simply because this is what their religion dictates, and therefore religion becomes your yardstick. The people have made decisions simply because this is what the Word of God says, and the Word of God becomes your yardstick. Therefore, there must be something that you trust to be accurate, and then you say, whatever decision I make in life will be dependent on this kind of standard. Now, the more accurate your yardstick is, the more accurate your decision will be. Therefore, you must get a correct yardstick so that whatever you're measuring it against does not go wrong. So people have made wrong decisions in life because they have had wrong yardsticks. I want you to take your time and ask yourself, what is this yardstick that I can use in my life to get correct responses? I'll give you 3 examples of trusted yardsticks, according to me, that I believe if you followed these yardsticks, these would be correct. 1. Yardstick number 1 that is very, very efficient to me is the Word of God. That once you have the Word of God in place, Whatever decision you make in life, you measure it with the Word of God and ask yourself, is my decision in line with the Word of God? I can assure you that if you are a Christian and every decision that you make, you compare it with the Word of God as your yardstick, it will be close to impossible, actually very impossible for you to go wrong. What is your yardstick? For every decision, whether it is your career, whether it is your marriage, whether it is your education, whether it is that daily decision that you make, what is your yardstick? Number one, the Word of God. Very, very accurate. Tested and found to be true. Yardstick number two, your purpose. You realize that everybody is different from the other. We are all unique. And in our uniqueness, we are created to do different things. Therefore, the decisions that you will make are most likely to be different from the decisions that I'll make, simply because my purpose is different from your purpose. Your purpose gives you a standard upon which you should make decisions. Therefore, because our purpose is different, for example, we shall choose different careers, because my career will be enabling me get to my purpose or achieve my purpose. Your career will also do the same. Reason, you cannot force all your children to take the same career. What is your purpose? Because once you find that purpose, it becomes a better yardstick that whatever decision you make will be based on that purpose. Whichever wife you're going to choose, if you are a young man, a young woman, whichever husband or wife you're going to choose, the standard will be, what is my purpose? Because not every woman fits your life. Does she fit within you or within your purpose? Therefore, you say, because of ABCD, I'm choosing you. Does your career, does your job, you don't just wake up in the morning and you say, any job that comes my way, I'll just do it. Of course, I've seen a number of people say that, but that is not a better way of living life. So you must be saying, based on my purpose, there are jobs that I cannot do and there are jobs that I will do. And I'm not saying that this is based on the amount of money that you get or whether it is a white or blue collar job. No, I'm simply saying people who excel are people who choose jobs, people who choose careers that are in line with their purpose. So purpose is another accurate yardstick in making decisions. Lastly, principles. We realize that this world operates on well-established laws. There are clear principles that have been set, and neither you or me can be able to change them. So once you find these principles, you ask yourself, is my decision in line with this principle? Every time you go against a principle, trust me, you're going to fail. Trust me, things are going to go bad. There are principles that govern everything. If you are making a decision to fly into the space and you've made a decision, that decision must be weighed against the principle of gravity, because you know. So everything that you will ever think of doing, there are principles that govern that institution. There are principles that govern that you've set your heart to do. And therefore, every decision that you have, you must weigh it against the principle. The moment you are not in agreement with a principle, you are bound to fail. It doesn't matter how many times you try, you are bound to fail. So the moment you think of making a decision, think about the principle and make sure that your decision is in line with the principle. Then you're assured of having positive results. Finally, the second point, That is as far as the yardstick. Why do people make wrong decisions? Because they have wrong yardsticks. Secondly, why do people make wrong decisions? Because people are scared of the price. Ladies and gentlemen, every correct decision has got a price tag. That once you decide and you say, I want to do A, B, C, D, then there are things that you must do following that decision. People do not make serious decisions because they are scared of the price that is involved. You'll meet somebody who will say, for me, I will not marry. And you ask, why won't you marry? Says, no, I don't want to take responsibility. Somebody says, no, me, I will not become a leader. And you say, why don't you want to become a leader? Because everyone will be looking at you. You will not have privacy. Everyone is watching your every step. And that's the reason people do not make the right decisions. Why? They are not ready to pay the price. Somebody will make a decision and says, me, I will not give birth. And you ask, why don't you want to give birth? I don't want to lose my waistline. Because the decision to have a child has a price that probably your tummy may become big. And therefore, because somebody is not ready to pay the price, decides that I will not have the child. Wrong decision. Why? Because you're not ready to pay the price. A gentleman comes to Jesus and says, Jesus, you are a wonderful man. I want to follow you. And he says, okay, if you want to follow me, go sell whatever you have and come follow me. The man decides not to. Why? The price of following Jesus is not cheap. And he could not pay it. Therefore, the idea of price. Many people have refused to go to school because they know school is demanding. You'll have to pay money. On top of paying money, you have to put in efforts and read. And because people are not ready to pay the price for a good, correct decision, they decide to take a wrong one. Why do people make wrong choices? Why do people make wrong decisions? One, they have wrong yardsticks. And two, they are not ready to pay the price for a correct decision. But ladies and gentlemen, after paying the price for a correct decision, you enjoy the price. That there is a time when you're going to enjoy. That you're losing this waistline, you have paid the price. But tomorrow after 9 months, you're going to enjoy the baby. That baby has possibilities of becoming the president of the country, has possibilities of becoming that great influence of the generation. So every after payment of a price, there is enjoyment of the price. So do not fear. Have the right yardstick. Know that every decision that I'm taking, I've measured it against the word of God. I've measured it against my purpose. I've measured it against the principle. Once it is in line with those three, I can assure you it will be the right decision. And be ready to pay the price. And once you have paid that price, I can assure you that you are going to enjoy the price. Be blessed as you make the right decisions, keeping it in mind that from birth to death, life is full of choices. And you must know how to